is,
I don't want to stand on the board.
well,
Yank is back.
yeah. And we're ready when you are.
Hello, I'm Daphne Peters, Assistant Professor at Kent State. Brian Peters, Assistant Professor at Kent State. We have a third member of our team who just couldn't be here today, Missy McCormick, who's also an Assistant Professor but at YSU. So when we started thinking about this project, we started researching Youngstown, going back to John Young and 1790s and how he established a grist mill and sawmill here, bringing people to the area. And then obviously evolved and really grew with the steel industry and that manufacturing, and so kind of led us to where Youngstown is today. And America makes and additive manufacturing and how that's kind of the new innovation. That's the new manufacturing that's going to bring life to Youngstown. So we wanted to create a piece that kind of celebrated this kind of moment in history in Youngstown and this kind of new development. So the project is Solar Screen.
So I'll go through the overall design of the project. It's constructed out of 3-printed ceramic bricks. So it's composed out of 150 of those to form this screen, we're calling it. And so the overall plan of the project revolves around the sun. So each ceramic component. So each component has a solar powered light inside of it. So during the day, each cell will charge, and then at night it releases that energy in the form of LED lights. So the design and the form of it follows the path of the sun. So in terms of the plan, we're looking south, going to the south, and it goes from east to west to capture as much of the sun's radiation as much as possible, so that it can charge during the day and then release that energy at night.
One of the advantages of deciding to 3D print this is that 3D printing you can kind of make very custom blocks or bricks, as we're discussing. Using a parametric software, it can vary from one side to the other. And I know it's subtle here that you don't see as well, but we're going to be varying the perforations of these. So we don't need to think that when we say the word brick, we're talking kind of a solid single block. There is going to be used light, air that's going to be able to pass through these bricks. And at certain points, the perforation, kind of the spaces between them and inside of them, is going to be a lot wider. And then it's going to shrink down kind of small enough to kind of hold within it that solar light. So it's going to be very expressing one of the powers of 3D printing, that each brick can be unique, that each one that you print, it doesn't need to be an exact replica of the one before.
So we've actually fabricated and prototyped a series of these to make sure this works before we promise it to you guys. So we prototyped 4 of these, and then what's been printed in ceramics, and then they're mortared together with a typical mortar. So it's a vertical mortar system. And so this is the back side. What you don't see would be a solar light installed inside of the star of these. And then this is the inside face. So at night, this is what it would look like. We're actually relatively surprised by how it looks and how the light bounced off within the solar cell. So in the supplemental material that you see, we did a project, the last page. We've done a project similar to this before, where we used plastic. And we initially looked at plastic as a material, but we were concerned about durability. If this could be a permanent or semi-permanent installation, we want to use a material that can last. So that's why we switched to ceramics, and we've done projects in ceramics before. Our only concern was about this previous blowing effect, which was one of the main design parameters. And when we then picked these and tested them, we were actually relatively surprised and happy with the result. So what we would get at night would be each of these would act independently, each solar cell. And so they're not wired together, but each cell reads independently. So depending on how much energy that cell gets, they will glow longer or shorter. And the idea is that this piece would change every day. So if it's sunny one day, it lasts longer. If it's even cloudy, we've done tests where it performs in cloudy skies. It still performs for an hour or more. So each day you could go to this installation, and that's what's the dynamic nature of it, is that each day it changes. And so people could be interested to go back thereafter.
So we kind of feel confident that we've developed kind of a team too that can make this project happen. We'll briefly kind of talk through so Brian's experience. As he said, he's done kind of a solar project before, which is 3D printed, but he also has experienced 3D printing ceramics before. Though we want to note that building something at this scale with 3D printed ceramics has not been done before. So we feel that it's going to bring a lot of interest to the young community, but also the additive manufacturing, the 3D printed community. At this point, it will be kind of a first of its kind. So there have been some bricks that have been printed with 3D printed, but this idea of kind of mortaring together, building something that's full scale, that's out in the public, that would be there for some time, is going to be unique.
I mean, that's one of the most exciting parts of this for us. The challenging parts is that we are fabricating all of these. So each of these would be unique. We have to fabricate them one by one. So we can't necessarily ship this off to a fabricator. We have to do a lot of this ourselves, which is exciting, but also really challenging. But we've had experience doing it before, so we would be really confident in producing this larger amounts. In terms of sites, we looked at 2 different sites. And so one would be next to the
historic, we were forgetting one of the names, but the Historic Center for Industry and Labor, that green space beside it.
So we need a large space that has access to sun, essentially. And so this is along Hazel Street, and it would be a great connection between the university and the city. It also has pretty good views as you're at the top of the hill and looking down. So we liked that site. First of all, because the connection between, and the juxtaposition between the history and the future. The history is about steel manufacturing, and this is celebrating the future of Youngstown, which is about additive manufacturing, 3D printing. The second site we looked at would be next to the Vindicator building, which now is being transformed into the Youngstown Business Incubator's new headquarters, which would also be a great location for them to celebrate this future of 3D printing and the future of the city, and also would be a great maybe gateway into the city for both vehicular traffic, but also pedestrians, and hopefully activating that corner as much as possible. So those are the 2 sites we're looking at. We've obviously depending on the final proposal of the best. And so this is a view of the design if it would be located on the Vindicator site.
So Brian, as we said, is an assistant professor of architecture at Kent State, who has kind of a lot of research experience in this area. I'm a professor at the School of Visual and Graphics. That's kind of my specialty. I actually have a background in Bachelor of Architecture. And Missy McCormick, who's not here, runs the ceramics department, or in the Department of Art, runs the ceramics program at YSU. So she's going to be bringing and adding knowledge about ceramics to the team. We also hope that we are going to be firing the bricks at YSU. So these things will be, if we may make them from scratch, let's say, in Youngstown, but certainly they will, part of their fabrication will take place here in Youngstown. And we hope that we would have then a kind of the community involved in building and constructing and assembling this site.
In terms of the details, we would need kind of a concrete pad to secure this to place to make sure that we would not
be feasible sites. Obviously, we're not building kind of a foundation for a building, so we're picturing of pouring kind of a small concrete cap of this site. So yes, we're going to open it up to questions.
So you have experience in using this material in the environment?
Yeah, so giving that background, done projects in Amsterdam before I came to Kent State, so I helped build a gigantic 3D printer that's now being used to print houses. That was not in ceramics, that was in plastics. But I've also done a project when I was living in the Netherlands where I was 3D printed ceramic bricks, and that was kind of a precursor to this. And so in terms of materials, that's one of the things we really do research. But we can experiment with different materials, ones that are, in terms of ceramics, ones that are suitable for exterior use versus not. And the other question would be if we glaze them or not, but those are things that we can hopefully work out with Missy, get her expertise in terms of what works and what doesn't. But it's definitely feasible.
Right. Obviously, ceramics is something that is generally outside and it is used in building construction. So we feel that that's why we moved away from this idea of plastics, because we want to feel confident that this is going to hold up through the varying temperatures here in Ohio, the freeze thaw, etc.
I made this is good. Did you guys say, are you going to print the bricks here? You have a 3D printer that can print ceramics.
So the benefit of this is that it's one opportunity to involve the community, which we think would be really exciting. That's what we did when I worked in Amsterdam. We had this 3D printer that was open to the public, and people were really excited about seeing the printing process, and that's what we try to do here as well, to engage the public through that.
And that is something in our budget. Is right now we are working with kind of our personal 3D printer. It is purchasing more because obviously now we can only be printing one brick at a time. So we hope to speed up production by having more printers running, just so that it can be done in the time frame that needs to be done.
Do you picture this as a sort of sculptural object in your landscape, or do you use the word aggregate, right? I mean, is it something that you think people would use? And if so, like, how do you think people might use it?
We have actually talked about integrating seating into it. It didn't get kind of that point that we put it into the design, but it is something that we talked about because we were kind of creating a space where it creates not an enclosed space where people wanting to feel safe in there. I mean, there is going to be views through. It is not solid, but that kind of creates a more intimate space for the skilled pedestrian. So we have talked about adding seating, again, made with similar materials, things like that. That we said, we could even expand beyond just the interior to creating kind of the whole environment around it. But we want to make sure that right now we're doing something that's going to be feasible in the time frame. So that's something that we've talked about. But we would, I think, we'd see, as the time came, if we had
People are dressed in it, especially since you're like finding a sunspot.
right.
And also a place to enjoy it as the, kind of as the light weather changes. And definitely also thinking about environmental graphics, if that's your field, of kind of directing people or helping people somehow understand this.
Yeah, and it's something we'd actually talked about if when we do things where the light shines through and it casts messages, etc. We haven't gotten that far, but that is something that we kind of thought, what does that feel like? How does it change?
Oh, you should do that.
That sounds very cool.
Well, we certainly have to some kind of signage indicating how it was made, so people can understand the innovation there.
I just have a comment. I always feel sometimes I chastise myself for being really critical. It's just so wonderful to feel really excited. I just love because I love stuff like this that sort of it's mutable, that sort of changes. It's not static, and I mean I'm sort of obsessive about stuff. I could see myself driving, seeking this out, different types of the year, different types of the evening, and just sort of seeing it. Very.
Well, and I like
Very nice.
We brought a couple of people in that are connected to our partner organizations to participate in the review process. So these guys have not been in on the conversations that we've had, and so this is really very new.
Fresh eyes.
Yeah.
We're excited about it. We feel confident we can do it. Ryan and I have actually partnered on public art exhibitions in the past. We had kind of two pieces in the Bear Nature Museum in Chicago. We had a piece that was up outdoors for a year in Algonquin, Illinois. We run an Architecture for Humanities competition that they then built kind of our playground equipment with integrated planters kind of idea. So we're really excited about this. We really like doing things that are out kind of in the world that people can kind of engage with. So
So that's also, I think, a plus to know that you have succeeded in your two-year project together.
All good? Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah, Nick needs a photo.
You guys want to take a group picture too?
Sure.
Sorry.